Stinishedit is recorded on the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and to any First Nations people listening.
We acknowledge the long history of storytelling undertaken on this land.
Welcome back to Stinishedit, the podcast where we review the things we've started, finished, and what we're looking forward to. I'm Reuben, and I have scum news. With me as always,
It's Jett. It's Jett. I don't have any news. I can come up with news.
go.
Fake news.
Fake news, that's what we're about here at Stinishedit.
All right.
Come up with the news.
Did you know that before Barack Obama's campaign, you know how he had that that poster?
Yeah.
What did it say?
The Hope?
Hope, the Hope poster. Before that, before they went on Hope, they had a failed campaign that said barrack for Barack.
Oh, that's so good. What the heck?
Right?
Did you come up with that on the spot?
I came up with it this morning. I was thinking about it because I've had that Irish there's no more Irish than Barack Obama. You know that?
No, but sure.
Oh, it's because Barack Obama's Irish.
What, is he?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Ayo Deborah's Irish.
Sure.
What do you mean sure?
I didn't know this. This is news to me.
What?
Yeah.
You don't know about Ayo Deborah being Irish?
No.
Yeah, she announced that she was Irish, and the Irish community is all come out from their little hobbit holes to hold her up as the Irish captain of the land.
That's fun, because the Irish community go one of two ways. They go, yay, or they go, no, you're not.
Yeah. No, they've
No, you're not. That's not Irish.
Well, I tried to sing the Irish thing before. That didn't work. But how good is Barrack for Barack?
It's so good.
It's so good.
You would have won a third term if you'd gone with Barrack for Barack.
Right? I think
an unprecedented third presidential term.
Yeah. Then it would have been precedented.
Yeah.
An unprecedented presidential president.
Yeah, that's
As
right.
a present.
That's right. That image, that Hope image, someone owned, like, it was recolored to make the Hope poster, but someone owned the, like, original image as the photographer.
Yeah.
And so there was, like, a whole copyright lawsuit about it. I remember reading about it, but I don't remember the outcome. But it was, like, a whole thing.
Was it like, well, it's been changed a certain percentage, so...
That was the argument.
Yeah.
And also, I think they were saying, like, it has its own identity now that is significantly divorced from the context of the original photo.
Hold up.
Which, if I took the photo, I'd be like, nah.
It wasn't when I took the photo, though, and when you used it.
Yeah.
That's like if I went and took, I don't know, let's say the show House of Cards.
Yeah.
Because it was the first thing that I could think of. And
We're really now 2014 era on this podcast this morning.
I guess I have presidents on the brain.
Oh, right.
So just say I took that show.
Yeah.
And uploaded it online, but I pitched it so that it sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks, and then it gets wildly popular on YouTube in the day that it's up, right? Like breaks all the records, millions upon billions even views, and then Netflix come after me and they say, hey, that's our thing.
Yeah.
I can't then say, nah, but it's significantly, like people think of it as its own thing now.
I agree with you. But we should be careful with this line of reasoning because this is the thing that lets us stop Google copyrighting Google and stuff like that. Because that's the argument. People, like Google or whoever will be like, yeah, that's our trademark. And it's like, no, it's not, because it's just a common word because it has become an everyday phrase.
Oh, Googling. Yeah. Googling.
So
I think Google they still have.
Well, that makes sense.
No, maybe not.
Especially with the capital G, but maybe not as a verb. Yeah.
I don't know.
So I don't know. I kind of like no, you don't. Look, obviously for independent people and people who've made stuff, I'm like, nah, you should own that. But for big companies, I'm like, nah, it's ours now. You made so much of this thing that now it's its own thing, all right? You don't own it anymore. Culture.
Ding. That's a boom, but it's been pitched up for Alvin and Chipmunks.
Very good, very good. Now, you had a dream about Venom.
Oh.
Which is, I had this news occurred to me 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay, I have
was
news.
like, I'm going to bring that to the podcast. Forgot about it. Woke up this morning. For the life of me, could not. I was like, I had a thing to say at the intro to the podcast. Could not remember it.
Yeah.
20 seconds before we went on air, you were like, I had a dream about Venom. And I went, news.
All right. So
tell me about your dream.
Here's my news about Venom. My dream about Venom. It doesn't make any sense, but rarely do dreams do.
It didn't make sense in 2012, but we still had hope. Is that anything? Barrack for Barrack.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right,
That's great. Brilliant. In my dream, there were these motorbikes, and the motorbikes had like a tray that attached to the front of them. Think like a high chair tray for babies to put food, like literally exactly that. But it was multi-layered.
Okay.
There was like 2 layers of like either thick metal or thick plastic. And then there was 1 layer that was a custom layer that had artwork on it. And
that's so
also
cool.
a list of songs.
Okay.
Like you'd see at the back of an album.
Yeah.
Right? You have the artwork and then you have the song list for the album. And so you could custom swap those out. And then that way, the people who were riding the motorbikes could switch what song they were playing.
Yeah.
And know what song is what, because they could look down and be like, number 14.
Yeah.
Highway to Hell, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it was all like heavy metal style.
Yeah, great.
Like that vibe.
Great. And it was just like kind of magically playing.
No. It connected to, they had like, they put it in a CD or whatever, but that plate allowed them to know what they were playing. They could also have their little pumpkin mush food on it. as they're riding along to Highway to Hell. But I was trying to figure out how these layers attached to each other because they were these weird sort of, I don't know, rounded rectangular shape. Literally a baby food plate thing. So I was doing that, and then the other people that I was with, they were like, why are these called like Venom? And I was like, oh, it's probably because it's just named after the first one that was made, like a Souls-like. Like this was a Venom-like, because I guess the first album put on it, or the most popular album put on, was the Venom soundtrack to the Tom Hardy Venom movie, which famously has the song Venom by Eminem.
No bad song.
Venom, adrenaline, venom, got glowing venom. Great song. And so all of the bikies loved that song so much that they just called these plates Venom. And that was my dream.
I want you to know that I'm imagining all of these hardcore bikies as babies. And they're like, I want Venom.
Venom. Venom. Venom. Glowing venom. Gonna store up venom.
Anyway, Venom 3.
Did I mention we're recording this at like 4 a.m. in the morning?
No, you didn't mention it yet.
Because I have work that I have to get to. God.
In a rare plot twist, Jett has to run after this, and it's throwing me off. But I'm kind of here for it, I think. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Venom 3 is called Venom, The Last Dance. Don't know why I said dance. It just felt right.
So is that your news? Is that it?
That's the Venom news.
All right, I like that.
Scum moves slowly, all right? We gotta tease out the news where we can. Except this year, where there's 3 movies.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you why I like that?
Yeah.
I think that Venom and Tom Hardy's character do a bit of a dance.
A bit of a do-si-do.
Yeah, they do.
A bit of a tango.
No, a bit of a do-si-do.
Okay.
Yeah, they have this sort of intertwined dance movement thing. I think it works as the last dance. Are they going to kill one of them?
Unlikely.
It's the last one, though.
Yeah, but is it though?
Are they going to kill Tom Hardy and send the Venom symbiote off into the MCU?
That's a possibility. They already sent the... I don't remember how anything worked. There was a post-credits in Spider-Man. We saw both of them.
In No Way Home.
Universes?
And then they said there was a little gloop of Venom on the bar. Yeah. But is that anything?
Yeah, it's anything if and when they want it to be.
No, yeah, but...
I think it's interesting, the kill Tom Hardy thing, because...
In real life, shoot him in the head.
Nah, don't do that. That'd be mean. He's fun.
Shoot him in the foot? Let him bleed out that way.
Ah.
Yeah. I feel like his foot is the least beefy part of him, so it'd be the least plated. Do muscles stop bullets? I know like fat stops bullets. So like...
It's probably not very well.
Yeah. No, fat does decently well.
Yeah,
because
but
it's
I'm thinking muscles.
Muscles, no.
Probably not.
They're just hair.
Yeah.
All those beefy Jimbos.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Nothing. It's going to make you look strong.
You got to go for the blob strategy.
Got to go for the blobs.
Yeah.
The blob from the men.
The blob.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Just get real big and belly flop on Wolverine. I don't know how the blob worked in that movie. Was he indestructible? He's an immovable object or an indestructible force.
Unstoppable force?
No.
That's Juggernaut.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch! Barack Obama! Sorry. I'm just making it it was an international campaign. Everyone was down for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
What?
Hey, you got a drink this week?
Yeah, I'm holding it between our knees right now because I put a lid on it. Yeah, well, I had a different fun drink I planned for this week.
Oh.
But because we have to record this at 3:30 a.m. before work, I've made myself a famous Jett mocha smoothie.
Lovely.
I just put my name at the front of it. It doesn't really need my name at the front of it.
It does.
Whatever. Does it?
Yeah. Otherwise, someone else will try to take it.
A mocha smoothie?
Yeah.
Someone else is taking it?
Yeah.
What
it's
do
me.
Don't steal my... Get away from
I
my
really
mocha
wanted that mocha smoothie.
Do you want my mocha smoothie?
I'll have a sip.
All right,
But you have
take
to
a
go
sip.
first.
Are you sick?
It's the same. Not anymore. Best be doubly sure.
All right, take a sip.
No.
I don't want to go to work today. Take a sip. Take a sip.
Okay. Can't believe I'm having the first sip of the hey, you got to drink this.
People
drink.
would not say anything about us if it's not that
Try everything.
we take risks.
Yes. Is that what they say about us?
That's what everyone...
That's when they're feeling
I
nice.
don't know how
What
to
do they
say
say
that
when they're
phrase,
feeling
I think. Every time I go to say... Remember the other week where I said people don't say anything about me if it's not that...
Yeah.
I can't even remember. If it's not that I always say this phrase. How does it taste?
Yeah, really nice.
Thank you. It's
As
a good
it
one.
always does. Oh, that one's... Is there slightly more coffee than usual? Or am I just... My taste buds have just awoken at 3 a.m.
No, it's just a really good one. This was a really, really balanced one. I've been having shit ones lately.
Yeah, you had one the other day. You're like,
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the banana, because normally I think
Probably
frozen bananas work better. I thought it was the milk maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm using the same milk all the time. I was like, is it the coffee? I thought maybe I put too much coffee and it made it too bitter. The ones that are bad, sometimes I even put in a what's that thing? A date.
Yes.
Yeah. It's, let's just say, the word's getting around. And my Hinge profile is not popping off ever since I started throwing dates in there. The blood makes it sweet, but mussels, not only do they not stop balls, they don't make things taste better.
Chewy?
Yeah, it's like those stringy mushrooms, you know those ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of protein but no real flavor.
Yeah. Fuck,
bit
I put
stringy.
the lid back on this drink.
What did you do?
I don't know. No, I did it again.
Yes, you had one sip.
Yeah, and it tastes
And then put
really
the lid
good.
back on.
Oh my God.
Goodness me.
What do we do on this
Shambles.
podcast?
Oh, we talk about something that we've started and we review it and we talk about it and say whether the folks at home should start it. Mm-hmm. And then we do the same for something that we're finished. Mm-hmm. And then we have just a bunch of dreck at the end, just drivel and bonus sections and following up and incestuous content snakes eating their own tail, which is always my favorite bit of the podcast.
That's a big loop of
Up and up.
awfulness.
I
Great.
love it.
Sorry, I got
That's okay.
something stuck in my throat here. Could you start what you've started? Tell me what you
I
started.
certainly can. I have started Total Control Season 3.
Everybody gonna know my name.
Ding.
Great. So, wow, golly, where to start?
Don't do that. That's
Okay.
really gross, actually.
I just got distracted. It was kind of fun. This is a show made by our very own ABC. You'll already pay for it, so you might as well enjoy it. It's really great. It has Deborah Mailman in it.
Wait, sorry.
Yep.
We already pay for it
Yep.
with our taxes, presumably.
Correct.
So does that mean, are they upping their prices to match? Like, you know how Netflix upped their prices and then Disney Plus upped their prices?
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
ABC
yeah.
upping their prices, but it's just going to come out in our taxes?
The thing about the ABC is they don't get to up anything or down anything.
How do they get...
The government ups and downs it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. The government
It's
would up and
usually
down.
going down, or someone has just narrowly prevented it going down.
Okay, great. So they're the good one.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a
BC.
political drama, I guess. It's a House of Cards like, if you will. Oh God, where to start?
I don't know. What's it about? Who's the main character?
The main character is Alex Irving. She's from tiny town out in Brisbane. Out in that's not how
Brisbane
that's
is
not how
Brisbane-
towns and cities work.
No, that works. Tiny town Brisbane.
Okay, it's a tiny town Brisbane.
Tiny town Brisbane.
This outback place that's in the middle of a drought or floods. I can't keep up.
Yeah,
There's a lot
famously
happening
Brisbane is.
to Brisbane, and she at the very start of the show, back in season 1, she's just a community-minded person, and she's an Indigenous woman out there, and it's like a safe Liberal seat that no one ever thinks about. Actually, I think it must be a national seat.
I mean,
but
it's
no one ever
Brisbane.
thinks about
No one
it. It's
gives a shit.
Brisbane. No one thinks about it. And the Prime Minister, who is played by Rachel Griffiths.
We talked about her on the pod the other week.
Yes. Comes and says, like, I want you to run for this seat, and I think you can actually win it and help me out here.
Right.
And Alex is like, you just want a token black fella in your government. And Rachel Griffiths is like, no. And it spirals out from there. What I love about this show, I'll just cut straight to the chase, is that it talks about the issues that are happening in Australia in an uncanny way. Like, a season of Total Control will come out, and then that thing will happen. It's freakish.
Okay, but is a season of Total Control the Prime Minister changing 6 times in a year? Because that's pretty easy to
Well,
predict.
yes. Okay, but look, for example, season 2 of Total Control came out in like early 2023 or at the end of 2022. And rewind that whole year. I said the wrong thing. Came out at the start of, start of 2022.
Start of 2020.
Start of 2022.
So they predicted COVID?
No, start of 2022.
Oh.
And what happened in that one was that a bunch of moderate centrist women were real pissed with the way the government was working. And they ran as independents and formed a crossbench that held the balance of power. And then we had the 2023 election, 2020. What year did anything happen? It's everything since 2019 is the same in my head. But then we had an election, and
That's the year we
that
finished
happened
high
almost
school.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And after that, it's all mush.
Because there's no structure. It's not like this year we're going to name this. Not only is this year going to have a universal name, except for some countries who are like, it's 1748. But also, we're going to give it a year specific to everyone your age. This is year 11. This is year 12.
Great. Thank you.
After that, you'd think the schooling system would be able to count over 12, but they can't.
This is a wonderful system until I talk to anyone who's a year or more younger than me, and then it's the most confusing thing that's ever happened. Was that in year 9? No. Yeah, because we were in year 10, you say. We is like no one. It's just in our own heads. And you guys, you're talking to one individual person, you guys are in year 9. Bonkers.
You guys, all of the collective people who are the same age or not the same age, because sometimes they're like, yeah, go in early. Or sometimes they're like, go in late.
Aw.
Go in late.
Or gov.
No, go in late.
Oh, okay.
And then everyone would be like,
that would mean I turn older before everyone.
go in late and then you can buy your friends cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh, no, I thought you were going. And so then, for example, in this season, in season 3, they released the Closing the Gap report, and everything was going backwards and it was terrible. And then a few weeks later, that happened in real life. Now, granted, that's like a Prime Minister switch prediction. It's like, doesn't take a whole lot to guess that things are going to be awful.
Yeah.
But it's still uncanny. But then, so there's this weird duality where sometimes they're kind of predicting or casting forward, but sometimes they're reflecting really specific things. So this is like, it takes place in an Australia that is not ours. Or like they don't
What do you mean?
Like they don't want to defame Sky News, so the Oz News is like the big evil media corporation. You know, it has to be
It sounds
slightly
like parody.
adjacent.
You know what?
Yeah.
Nah, Sky News should take them on
Yeah.
and say, hey, that's our thing. And they'll say, no, we changed it enough and people know it is a different
Yeah.
thing enough that it's
Bingo.
not.
Bingo. Also, we put colours on it now, so it's not the original photo that you took.
It's just Sky News. It's just like painted in abstract.
MS Paint, just like those lines that you draw with a mouse that are never like quite straight or anything. They just look like MS Paint line. Like you know them.
I know.
Nothing else looks like that.
No. Just a bunch of animated clouds talking.
Yeah.
These bloody Labour in the government, they're doing this and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm getting a little wet. I'm going to start raining now. Sorry. I was trying to think of what clouds do.
It is 2:30 a.m., so that's okay.
Yeah.
And then like this, they'll also make references to stuff that really happened. Like this season 3, episode 1 is full on. It starts with Alex is going to like an MRI machine, and as she's going in there and feeling quite trapped and claustrophobic, she gets all these flashes to like floods and fires and the horrible season that they've just had of disasters. And it had a
Previous
genuine
season wasn't received well.
season. Funny.
It
It had like a genuine effect on me. I was like, oh, I've seen these images and been there in the culture while that happens. Yuck. Used really powerfully. And then also there's digs at political figures. Like at one point, 2 of the characters are talking, and one of them says like, "Oh, you could always join the prayer group," which is a direct dig at Scott Morrison and his cronies. So that was fun.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's great.
I have an MRI story. Do you mind if I jump into the quick MRI story? My brother once needed to get an MRI when he was young.
This isn't even your MRI story.
No, but I was there.
Okay.
For having this story take place. And
For the purposes of this story, I was there.
yeah, I think it was maybe when he chopped the tip of his finger off with a tomahawk.
Classic, yes.
Yeah. But my dad said, "Hey, do you know what MRI stands for?" And he said, "No, I don't know what it is. I just know that I get it."
Magnetic resonance imaging. It's
No.
bad.
My dad said it's a must-remove injury. It's bad enough that they're like, we can't actually save this. We need to amputate. It's a must-remove injury. So I just want you to be prepped for when we go into the doctor.
He did not.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, God.
He did.
Oh, no.
It was great. So that's just what MRI means in my family now.
That's so... I don't know what it is. Well, funny is what it is.
Yeah.
From the outside.
So every time someone says MRI, I'm like,
Must remove injury.
Yeah. Anyways.
So this show works in 2 ways. On one hand, it's like politics is happening, which is my favorite bit. And on one hand, it's like drama is happening, like a life. She has a son who's going through school. They're moving between Canberra and tiny outback town of Brisbane. Like it's hectic, it's tricky for him, etc. Then there's like...
that's easy. Tiny outback town of Brisbane to tiny outback town of Canberra.
Yeah, you know what? When you put it like that, that's a really good point. Yeah. But one of them is really rich. Tiny outback town of Canberra, real rich. Everyone be different. Everyone be white also is, significant part of it. Anyway, and then, like Alex will get stabbed or have a heart attack or save someone from getting shot or whatever.
Wait,
All
what?
things that happen.
Wait, is that Alex is the main character?
Yeah.
Getting stabbed and saving someone from being shot.
Yeah.
This is more than any politician has done for any person.
Well,
this
it's
must
drama.
She must be the best politician in the
She's
world.
arguably the best politician.
Now,
Good stuff.
I have actually seen some of this show.
Okay.
You about to say barely?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the other night I came home
Yeah.
and you were watching this show.
Yeah.
And as soon as I
Literally
came
the
in,
minute you sat down.
ABC iView started doing its classic thing of I'm going to buffer.
It's never done this before. Oh, well, yeah, I've seen it before. But the whole episode, like 35 minutes, had been fine.
Yeah. And now it just broke.
Stopped
Nothing would
working
load.
completely.
You were threatening. You were holding a knife against the power
Yeah, it
button
was.
of the Wi-Fi router.
Yeah, I'll cut this cord. I'll do it.
That wouldn't fix it.
You'll never have power again. That's worth it to me. Scorched earth, baby.
You're gonna hold this power over me. I'm gonna hold this power over you.
The power of no power.
And you gave up.
Yep. Went to
You
bed.
left.
I was so tired.
You went to bed.
Yeah.
Did
you finish the episode?
I sat there and finished the episode.
I heard something playing. I was like, they better not be.
I
It's a
watched
really good episode too.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't notice when you went back to iView to see the episode had been.
Oh
fully
yeah, I
played.
did. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, wait a second. Yeah.
I watched it was like a majority of this. It just kept going.
It was like 20, 25. It was way, yeah. I had the same experience when I came back to it. I was like, oh, I'll just finish this off. Oh, it was like half a short movie.
Yeah, and it was mostly fine. I just want to say the internet was working fine when I was watching it. So I think it was just
It was me.
aura.
It was my terrorizing behavior.
Yeah. But yeah, in the episode, I don't know, she has some sort of
Oh, yeah. You saw that episode.
a blood clot something because of stress.
Yeah.
And then there's kids that are like, I'm going to move to Toronto.
Yeah.
And then there's some other people in a really nice fancy house.
Nice fancy house.
I don't know. It was a guy and his wife, and he's like, I need to go in.
Oh, yeah. That's Alex's brother. Oh, yeah. That was really nice. That was sad. That was real sad.
Yeah. I didn't really get what was happening, but while watching
Season 3, episode 3.
I had a great time while watching it. I was like, this is really good, and I was very captivated.
It's really good.
But I couldn't tell you really what
No, well, of course not.
went on.
Yeah, it's just really very solid.
Yeah. It's
It's solid both as like just a show set anywhere that's a good political drama, and it's also solid as like a I don't know, incisive insight into the Australian system and culture. It's both, which is fun.
Yeah. It was so good. I didn't leave. I finished watching that episode. I didn't continue watching it. But Goose came and sat on my, like, just fell asleep on my lap. And I was like, well, I'm not getting up. So I fell asleep downstairs on the couch. And then it was like I don't know what time it was. It was sometime in the middle of the night.
Yeah, right.
And Goose
like
had
now,
just left.
like this sort of time.
Yeah, about this sort of time. I was like, all right, I guess I'll go upstairs to bed. But that was really nice.
That's
to just
really nice.
fall asleep on the couch after watching a great show that I didn't understand any of.
That's nice.
But they were speaking my language, literally.
yeah.
So that, I don't know, that always helps. Do you want to, anything else do you want to say about the show?
I feel like I've barely talked about it, but I think I've expressed my love for it sufficiently. I mean, I'm just like every choice fascinates me, but that's all spoilers and specifics that no one will understand. So I think I've done the broad strokes, which is what's helpful on a review podcast. It's just great.
Just great.
It's just great. It's just great.
Great. Okay, here's a question for you, though.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask a question for you?
You can a question of me or a question for me?
A question.
Ask yourself a question on behalf of me. Go.
Okay. Are the politicians in this show better or worse than the politicians we have in real life?
Oh. Well, okay, great question. Are you answering this or am I answering this?
I have no idea because I've only seen half of an episode.
okay.
So can you take this one? Can I phone a friend?
Yeah.
Bring, 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 bring.
Hey, what up?
Hi.
I'm doing a podcast, busy, but...
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Before I'm also doing a podcast, but I've been asked a question.
Oh, all right. Hang on. I'll just ask my co-host if we can pause. Jet,
Yeah?
can we pause pod for a sec? I'm just going to take this call.
It's
Someone else is
going to
live.
be really annoying for me to edit.
Yeah,
if we're pausing.
okay, well, we'll just roll through, and when I listen through, I'll tell you when this bit is.
I still have to, that doesn't change how much I have to edit.
Well, just pause it then.
I can't pause it.
Well,
What
okay,
if
well,
I
I'm just
pause
going to
it?
take this live on the pod then.
Okay, fine.
We've done that before.
You always fucking...
Okay, it's fine. All right. Yeah, I'm back. What's the question?
Hi. I have this question that I was asked about that show, House of Cards, but it's Australian.
Oh, yeah.
What's that
Total
one called?
Control.
Yeah. Are the politicians in that show better or worse than the politicians in real life?
Oh, is this for is someone quizzing you or is someone just asking? Because like that's a bit subjective.
I'm on a game show podcast.
You're in a game show. Gee, we haven't talked in ages, my friend.
No.
How long have I got here?
There's also
it multiple choice?
$1,500 on the line.
Oh, okay. Well,
multiple
can we split
choice.
that if we get it right?
No.
All right.
Somehow
Bye.
it works. No. Hold on. Come back.
You willing to bargain?
Yeah, all right. How much do you want?
500. That seems fair.
500?
Yeah.
I'll do 410.
480.
480?
Yeah. You're making 1,500 off if you
I
get this
won't be
question
making
wrong.
1,500 if you
No,
take
listen.
it.
If you get this question wrong, do you lose all of it or just some of it?
You don't understand.
No, that's why I'm
am
asking.
exactly $1,500 in debt to the credit card that it's technically carry the 8.5 credit cards that I've taken out. I need this money. I can't keep on going like this.
Dude, how do you have
I just-
half a credit card?
I don't know. They just kept offering them. I said, here's a new one, but we don't trust you, so here's half. They cut it in half with scissors. I was like, is this going to work? They're like, yeah, look, we gave you the bit with the chip, so you should be fine.
I'll help you out.
Thank you.
Okay, is it multiple choice?
Yes.
Okay, what are the multiple choices?
Choice 1. Yeah, they're better.
Okay.
Choice 2. No, they're worse. Choice 3. They're about the same.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
Choice 4.
Okay.
Some of them are better, some of them are worse.
Okay, so,
Choice 5. The other group of them that in the last question that were better, those ones are actually worse. And the ones that we said were worse are actually better.
So what the
Choice 6. It's a 66-33 split.
Wait, which
64,
way?
and there's a 1%. And they're just, that's the cameo of the real politician in this show. Because there's got to be a cameo of the real It's a really long answer to the question. Got to be a cameo of a real
I've
politician.
been waiting
in the
for a
show.
cameo. You can't choose, whatever you do, don't choose 6.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a cameo yet.
Option 7. It's irrelevant. This is fiction. Why? It doesn't have any relation to the real world at all.
Well, I'm going to leave it up to
Option
you whether you
8.
choose 7. Okay.
It's a documentary. It's a surprise documentary.
Well, there was an ad for Nemesis before the episode the other night.
The people in this that we think are politicians are actually actors.
Oh, that's dark.
Yeah.
I really like this quiz show. I like option 8. Don't
you?
choose it. Don't choose it.
Okay.
Did you choose it already?
I had my finger pressed on the button.
Okay, so what you need to do is leave your finger there.
Okay.
Because maybe it won't register.
right.
So what you're going to do is hold down 8, and then you're going
Yeah.
to press something else and put your finger on and off the other option first, and hopefully it registers that one first.
What other
you know
option?
how buttons sometimes do that on touch screens?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what you're going to do, they've given you a really tricky choice here between options 3 and 4, because those options are, they're the same, or option 4 is some are better and some are worse.
Yeah.
And it depends how far into the show you are.
Okay.
But what I want you to do is I want you
How
to,
far into the show are you? How many episodes have you watched?
most of them.
No, name, what episode are you up to?
Season 3, episode 3.
What a coincidence. This says up until season 3, episode 3.
So don't move your finger.
Don't keep my finger on
Keep your finger on number
on
8.
the-
And what I need you to do is I need you to, so what finger have you got on 8?
The host has given me eyes at this
What
point.
finger have you got on 8? Don't worry
They're
about the host.
sexy eyes,
I'm
though,
going
which
to pay
is
off your debt. Don't
really
look
good.
at the host's sexy eyes.
Okay.
Look at the phone.
I'm looking
Imagine
at-
we're on FaceTime. Oh my God, we're on FaceTime. Look at my eyes. Look
I'm
into
looking
my
at your eyes. Oh my God, you're giving me sexy
no,
eyes.
Okay, my eyes are closed. Look at
My
the
eyes
bridge
are
of my
closed as
nose.
well.
No, open your eyes.
Okay, my eyes are
your
open.
eyes. Okay, so hold your finger down on number 8.
Yep, my
and
finger's
then,
on it.
And then while that's held down, press number 3 and then take your finger off number 3, but hold down 8 the whole time.
Wait, okay, but I've got one hand to do this with. I don't know if
Okay,
my
so
hand...
that's why I'm asking about your fingers. Don't look at the bridge of my nose. No, look at the buttons. All
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Which finger have you got on 8?
I've got my normal pointer finger on 8.
Okay,
I'll
so
switch it to
how-
my pinky.
No, okay, but
Yep,
make sure.
okay, I've got it held
Okay,
down.
so then with your
It's like
thumb or your index finger.
Yep.
I need you to. My eyes
It'll
are
be
still
my thumb.
closed. I'm really hoping you get this. You need to go and you need to press down on 3.
Yep.
And then remove your finger from 3.
Yep.
Make sure it's registered.
Yep.
Don't look at the host.
Okay,
Don't look
I'm
at the
not-
host. I can see. My eyes are open. I can see you trying to look up.
All right.
Okay. Take your finger off 3.
Okay.
Okay. Is your debt paid
Ding,
off?
ding,
Did we
ding,
win?
ding, 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 ding.
What's
I think I
Alvin
won.
doing?
Sorry, House of Cards was playing on my phone.
I gotta go. This is all happening
All right,
live
I
on
think-
another podcast that I'm doing.
I think I won though. I
I'm so
won.
glad.
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh my god,
so
it was
glad.
sexy eyes. The host is giving me a massive hug.
my
It's weirdly
God.
sexually charged, but I won
Okay.
the money, so I'm happy
Well,
about
that's
that.
worth it, but
Yeah.
don't do anything that doesn't feel comfortable.
I won't. Don't worry. I have $15,000.
Okay, excuse me. I want to cut of that. You bastard.
Beep,
Fuck.
beep, beep.
Yo, Jett, you would not believe what just happened to me. I know you only heard one end of that conversation, but my friend just won $15,000 and isn't going to give me any.
None?
None at all. He
That's
said, I
brilliant.
need to pay off my debt. They don't need that much, I'll tell you that.
I bet what a coincidence.
Anyway, did you, my fellow podcast host, learn enough about total control there? You know, it's funny, we had a chat about cameos, and there haven't been any political cameos, but you know what there have been? Media cameos. People who work at the ABC doing radio and TV and podcasts, who will do radio and podcasts to tell you what's happening in the world. And so it's like, I'm in this fictional world, and the Prime Minister is driving to, oh my God, that's Patricia on the radio. Very fun for an ABC nerd.
That sounds like either A,
Oh, not this again. Dude, there better be some money on the line. I just had a whole experience with my friend who's doing a quiz show podcast. All right. It better be A or a bunch of money on the line if there's more options than just A. All right? Finish your sentence, I dare you. This shit again, I swear to God.
it's either. I'm sorry. It's either A. They couldn't afford to get other actors to come in.
Strong contender.
Or B.
Oh, you bastard.
B is nepotism.
Probably A.
Probably A.
Probably A
They
for
were
ABC.
like, we love you because we know you and you're my best friend at the
Yeah.
ABC. Come and do this on my show. Nepotism.
Yeah. A stands for already working for us. B stands for babies, like nepotism babies.
C,
And C
stands for cunts.
and that's the ABC.
Already working for baby cunts.
Yep.
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 And the babies are riding motorcycles.
Pumpkin.
On this today of the ABC, we're talking about the current inflation and the housing crisis. I'm also starring in Total Control this week if you want to check that out because of nepotism.
Anyway,
Congratulations
what
as well. You got that question right. Here's $10.
Oh, thank God.
I just pulled it from my pocket.
That's
There you
nice.
go.
That's great. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. This will pay off all my debt.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're a very responsible credit card owner. Or not.
Or not?
You still give away. Who was that?
No, honestly, what was that?
I heard a boop boop boop. I think it was a work message.
Oh, okay. It sounded like a keyboard sound.
No, it was a work message.
Oi, where are you? It's already 11 a.m.
It's a Slack message, yeah.
We've been podcasting for 7 hours. We started so early.
Oh my god. Great.
Great. Watch it.
Watch it.
Watch it. Yeah.
Here's a question.
You'll scratch your nerd itch.
No, we
A
have
very
the
specific
question.
subset of nerds.
Who's it for? Is it worth starting? And I have a third question.
Definitely worth starting. Mm-hmm. It's for people who know a little bit about politics, only because it doesn't explain absolutely everything. You'll never be lost, but it's fun when you know the ins and outs a bit more. And it's like, they just did the thing that happened in like 2007 with what's the name. So fun for everyone, bonus fun for nerds, but also just like it's got a bunch of Indigenous creators involved with it, in like writing and directing and performance. So like, I don't know, watch it.
Okay, here's my third question. Is it worth the taxes?
Oh, yeah. Given that I've already paid the taxes, it's worth it. This is great. We should ask this about everything, even the ones that aren't taxpayer
Is it
funded.
worth it? Well, I mean, everything, basically all the big industries are
Oh, sure.
subsidized in some regard.
Have you ever got this? I got in the mail, not physical mail, unfortunately, but in my electronic mail, not email. My electronic mail, different to my email.
Is that
It just arrives in a letter and zaps you a bit. It's got static electricity on it. I
Oh,
received
it's just
it.
an electric mail.
It's electric mail. I feel like I could not have been more clear.
Okay.
It was a sheet from the ATO that said, here's your tax refund.
Copper sheet.
Yes, I could zap. So I've just got it like resting on like the carpet with nothing touching it. Keeps trying to magnetize things. I'm worried it's going to start a fire.
Is it a
honestly.
magnet or is it electric?
It's electric, but electromagnetism, they're actually the different expressions of the same force, maybe. I don't know, you did physics, don't
That's
correct
not how
me.
it works.
And so what it had was a breakdown of how much tax I had paid and what it went to.
Really?
Which I was like, this is all I've ever wanted.
That's great.
Like clarity. It was great. Most of it was healthcare, which was great.
What if we could vote on what we want our tax to go to?
Oh, that'd be so good.
Like,
direct democracy, baby.
Yeah, when you do your at the end of the year, your thing, okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to just say you have a list of the 10 different industries because there are only 10.
Yeah.
There's agriculture, there's entertainment.
Yep. And then there's 8 different military and defense industries.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just preferential vote which
That would
one
be
you want up the top.
great. That would be so good.
And then, the government has some say in
Yeah.
look, we do these people, they didn't get a whole lot of, agriculture didn't get a whole lot of votes, but they
not
need the
sexy.
money.
Yeah.
We'll there's a minimum. But that could be cool.
That would be great.
What about that idea?
I'm down for this.
Awesome.
Let's dedicate our lives to implementing this system.
All right.
That's what you have to do to change anything.
Or we create a fictional show in which this system exists.
Oh,
That sounds
let's
way
do that.
easier.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stinishedit television premiere coming 2026.
We'll apply for a Screen Australia thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll get money from the government
Total
to
Control
do it.
got money from the guy. Oh, wait a minute. We're just going to vote for ourselves.
Yes. Democracy.
Funding snake. Hey, what have you finished?
What have I finished?
Yeah.
I have finished doing carpentry.
Something gonna bring then more blanks. The ops ain't blasting, please. Bring tools, what sign get more? Crash, planked, carpentry.
Oh, jeez.
I've done it, everyone.
It's solved.
I'm not saying I've mastered it,
You've just done it.
but I've finished
It
it.
is finished.
That might, this is up to self-interpretation, however you want to interpret it. It might be, I've finished doing it for right now. It might be, I've finished doing it ever. I've done it and now I'm stopping because
I
I'm
hope
tired
it's
of
like
it.
you've killed it. Like you've done it either so well or so badly that it's like carpentry is dead. Like we can't follow that.
Oh, no
You
one can beat
finished it. You pulled out its spine through its skull or whatever happens in Mortal Kombat.
Sorry, everyone. No more tables. I ripped its heart out.
It's just no new tables.
No new tables.
Yeah.
What about old tables that you want to...
You can't fix them.
Can't fix
You
them
can
up.
just continue to use them as they slowly fall apart.
Can you repaint them? Does painting count as carpentry?
I feel like no. I mean, I know
feel
it
like
does for you
yes.
in this example, but I feel like you can squeeze it into enough other categories so you can get away with it.
Like you could get a house painter to paint a table.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like if in the ye olden days, if you're like, I need a table, you go to the table person. It wouldn't come unpainted. They would do it all, presumably.
Yes. I feel like it's not necessarily a debate about whether it fits into carpentry, but whether it fits into enough other things that they can still do it.
Like
But then I'm like, maybe carpentry fits into like building, and so we can actually just keep carpenting and just not call it that.
Yeah, why the fuck is it called carpenting?
Yeah. What's a carpent?
I know, right?
It's like a carpet, but not.
I always thought it was people who did carpets.
Carpentry. Yep, that makes sense.
Doesn't it?
No, those are carpenters doing carpentry.
Carpentry.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about carpentry.
Car?
That's a lie.
So you're familiar with a car? You're familiar with a grandfather or a father figure?
a par.
And you're familiar with a thing that grows leaves on a trunk, yes? Carpentry.
Carpentry.
Carpentry. That's it.
Carpentry. This sounds like a
Just an old man driving a Christmas tree home to his family. Carpentry.
I thought it was a concoction for a horrific life accident.
Oh, well, as long as you don't put it in a smoothie,
Here's
we'll
the
be fine.
car. Here's the par. Fuck, he hit a tree.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I thought this was storybook style.
Oh, yeah, okay. No.
I know a bit about carpets.
Yep.
Did you know what?
Go on.
No, what did you say?
I said, what? Because you said, I know a bit about and I went, yeah, carpentry. Then you said carpentry, and I went, what?
Well, I
said
know that there
carpets.
are little lines of spikes
Little lines of spikes in my carpet?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
What?
How do you think he gets attached down?
Yeah, makes sense.
So there's along the end of, like most all carpets, maybe some carpets are different, but there's these strips, like think like tape, I guess, but it's not tape. Most of the time it's wood. Hopefully it's thin wood, or it's inlaid so that it's the same level as your floor, unless it's our floor, because all of our carpets at the carpets at the edge
Big bump.
go a big bump next to the wall. But in that, there's basically nails pointing upwards.
Oh, great.
And the carpet
Just grabs on them.
grabs on.
Makes sense.
The fabric. Yeah. So, because I've ripped up enough carpet in my life, basically just to see what's under there.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can just put it back on the
Insatiable
nails.
curiosity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it go back on the same?
Nah.
Or is it like never quite the same again?
Nah, it's never quite the same again. Also, you have to use a tucker.
Now you're just making up words.
No. The tucker is saying, you know a tucker, it's in the Batman. It's the pivotal clue to finding out where that.
It's a very
Body-
long movie that I saw very late at night a long time
It's
ago.
like literally the murder weapon is a tucker.
Is it? Is there a murder?
Yes. At the
I
start
remember
of
the
film.
Riddler.
Yeah, the Riddler did the murder with the tucker.
In the library?
No, in the politician's house.
That's not on the Cluedo board.
Oh. Anyways, what was I talking about?
Carpet. Tucker. You have to lift it up. That was as far as we've gotten.
That's it on carpet.
Oh, well then the step before that was carpentry? And
no.
the step before that was carpentry, which I think is what we're actually here to talk about.
Yeah, do you want to? I did
No,
some
I'm not done
carpentry.
with forgetting Batman. I feel like there's more comedy to be found in forgetting Batman.
Go
No,
ahead.
let's go carpentry. There would be more comedy to find in forgetting Batman if I remembered it and so could like run a dual track in my brain where I was pretending to forget. But the issue is it wasn't a joke. I've just forgotten the Batman. So we better go back to you finished carpentry.
I finished carpentry. They called me the new JC.
Jet Carpentry?
No, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
What?
Oh, he did get nailed to a plank of wood.
No, he was a carpenter. Jesus Christ was a carpenter, Reuben.
Was he?
Yes. Kind
Makes
of
sense.
morbidly ironic the way he died then.
Yeah,
Jeez.
awful.
But no,
Is that why they actually never crucified anyone before? And they were like, we're going to create a punishment that fits the crime.
yeah, everyone got their own thing.
Yeah.
There was a boatman who drowned.
Yep.
There was a person who took after cattle, so they just
Yep.
fed him to the moose.
Yeah.
Cows is the word I was looking for.
No, they fed him to the moose.
Fed him to the moose.
That's what they called moose back then.
There was a barkeep, so they drowned them in beer.
Yep. Yep.
I'm trying to think of anything.
Trying to think of a third person that they would drown. There was a bridge builder and an engineer, so they drowned him. I'm not very good at this.
No. Okay, here's one.
Okay.
There was a pope.
So they
Drowned him in holy water.
nice. See, there we go.
Anyways,
I bet all those things were really done by the Romans at some point.
oh, for sure. They had
Not
some
popes
horrific.
yet, but you could find someone.
They had some horrific ways of
Yeah.
slicing people up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I digress. I wasn't slicing people up. I was slicing wood up with
Right.
my carpentry. I have done little bits of carpentry before. I would say I'm a hobbyist.
A hobbyist.
A hobbyist carpenter. But for this, I wanted to make some tables for a convention that's coming up this week. Probably last week by the time you're hearing this.
Already happened, folks.
But yeah, quick plug to my Wrong Answers Only booth at the Game Expo. Hopefully you checked it out and saw me there. If
Yeah,
you
you
didn't, you don't get to see my carpentry.
Oh, yeah.
But what I wanted to make was some tables that were the same size, well, the same shape as my cards for Wrong Answers Only.
Same size.
Just some tiny miniature.
Here's a table.
So in my game, I have these. The cards are square, with rounded corners, and I was like, wow, I really want to have some tables for people to play this at, sort of like a cafe style. You know, when you go to a cafe and they just have those square tables like outside. Like I was like that, but round the edges and paint it the color of the cards, and maybe we'll even bevel the top edges, make them nice and rounded. And that's what I did.
Now you're carpentrying.
So I got some MDF. I sawed it down to the right size. And by that, I mean, I got my dad to help me out somewhat. But he had all the
I feel
tools.
like that's an essential element of carpentry.
Your dad helping you out?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he had most all the tools. And then when I thought I had enough tools,
Yeah.
and I was working on it. So I was working on it at his place for a bit. And then I was working on it here at the apartment. And then I realized I didn't have all the tools that I need. So my dad drove an hour and a half to bring me tools like sawhorses and clamps and, you know, the things you kind of need to hold things in place so that you can do the carpentry.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Well,
Because I could go through the step-by-step process.
I feel
of
like do
carpentry.
that. Like you start with what, planks of wood?
All right, what do you want to know? Okay, I made 2 things.
Yeah.
Whoop. I made 3 tables.
Yeah.
So that's more
So
than
that's
two-
already.
I made
Set yourself up for failure here.
I made 3
or
tables.
you set yourself up to exceed expectations. I'm just going to make one thing. I made 4 things.
I made 3 tables, and I made a big, basically podium facade.
Yeah.
That one's a bit more interesting.
That one's very interesting.
But what one do you want to know about?
Tables first.
Okay, so the
We got
tables.
to build up like a top 10 list.
All right.
It's top 4 list.
Is this a how-to?
Yeah.
Great. All right, awesome. Let's do that.
Let's
Let's
do
do a
that.
how-to. So, what you want to do is first off, figure out how big you want the table to be.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I can't remember. It was like,
Table vibe.
yeah, but it was like, I don't know, 64 centimeters by 64 centimeters, like something like that. And so I cut that out of a big piece of MDF. You got to find some good thick wood. Now, MDF, do you know what MDF is?
Yes.
It's a must
It's
to
wood
move
glue.
fingery. Must to move. Sorry.
It's a must to move finger.
Did you say wood glue?
It's wooden glue. So you told me last week.
Yeah, but I might be wrong. I don't know. It's like
know.
it's fake wood.
Yeah.
It's like wood that they've
Yeah.
to make it into little bits of wood and then consolidated
Yeah.
into new wood.
Now you might say, why not just use original wood? But don't worry about
It
it.
costs more.
Sure.
And like, yeah.
Once it's sawdust, all wood is equal. It doesn't have to be a cohesive piece of timber.
Exactly.
All wood is wood.
All wood is wood.
You get more wood per wood.
I've always
But you
said
get
that.
more. Yeah.
Would you?
I don't know. Who would?
Anyways,
How much wood
I got the
could a woodchuck would if an MDF could would? Yeah, I bet you didn't think about that.
option A, wood. Option
no!
B, also
Wood.
wood. Option C, wood.
Wood.
Now wood?
Is bearing in mind that there's $15,000 on the line.
Yes, bearing in mind that there's $15,000 on the line.
Option C wood.
Nah.
Oh no!
Yeah, you got it
Oh
wrong.
no!
You owe me 15 grand now. That's how this works.
Oh,
This is a game
no.
show. You either win it or you lose it, and you're losing, you owe the host.
Yeah,
And also, you can't win.
it's called
rigged.
wood.
We change what the real answer is each time.
Yeah.
Here are 3
Not
doors.
Monty Hall Python. It's not Monty Hall Python.
Here are 3 doors.
That's what we should call
Behind
the
them.
section at the end of the podcast where it's just us endlessly referencing stuff, eating our own tail vibe. The Monty Hall Python. Now, please continue.
Now I have 3 doors. One of which has a person with coconuts pretending they're riding a horse behind it. Pick which one. Is it A, B, or C?
Option C, wood.
Now, for the audience at home, the person is behind option C, but I'm going to tell them to quickly move behind the option B door, so Reuben's always wrong. You're wrong!
Ah, how much do I owe you?
Another 15 grand.
Bling, bling. Bling, bling.
Hello?
Hey, Jett, is that you?
Yeah.
So you know how you had more need of that 15 grand than me because you're in debt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we won.
I won.
Through, well, I won for us, for you, that I won through my work that you would have lost. You'd have picked option 8, you fool. Anyway, you remember that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm now more in debt than you. I have a greater need because I owe $15,000 twice. You what? You bastard.
I spent it on buying more credit cards
You
from other
fucking
people.
idiot.
I
Oh
couldn't
my God, I
apply
can't
for
believe-
any, so I just bought other people's credit
my
cards
God.
from them.
Why?
And by bought, I mean
What-
I stole other people's credit cards and then paid the bail for my arrest.
With,
But I still
with
keep the
credit.
credit card. No, with the $15,000 that I actually had.
God. Okay. So,
Now I'm
but now
deep-
I'm in.
I'm in $100,000 in debt.
Oh, but fuck. This was
And-
my last plan. This was my plan. This is all I had. What am I going to do? Go into carpentry? There's no money in carpentry. It's finished.
Have you heard of credit cards?
Oh. Now there's an idea.
I'll send you it.
Yeah. Text me.
I'll text you.
I'll get back to you. Oh, wait.
You don't
before
need the
go,
whole thing, by the
have
way.
Have you started?
As long as you get the chip bit, then you're fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah. I remember you telling me that. But there was a lot going on at the time, so I appreciate the reminder. But just before we go, have you started Total Control? Do you have any thoughts?
No.
Okay. All right. See ya.
All right,
Thanks. Bye. Jet.
Yeah?
It's fine. I know I owe you so much money. I'm just going to get credit cards.
Perfect.
So carry on with the carpentry how-to.
Okay. Step 3. Maybe.
Trust the
step 3.
process.
What you do, if you want to round the corners, you get a jigsaw. Now, ask me what a jigsaw is.
But I know what a jigsaw is. Why don't you ask me what a jigsaw is?
What is a jigsaw?
It's a puzzle. It normally has a number of pieces, like 300.
And how do you
do
think-
the edges first? Do you do the edges first?
300
I'm gonna
is
make
your
it
normal
relevant.
amount?
You do the edges first, and then you work your way inwards so that it's... Tell me what a jigsaw is.
A jigsaw is a vertical saw that you hold like above.
So it's just a jigged saw?
Yeah.
Fucking genius.
But it's also...
I could have thought of that.
I assume how you cut out a jigsaw in the way that it cuts up and down.
Ah!
So it's
So
it's
a jigsaw
electronic.
puzzle should be called a jigsawed puzzle.
Sure, if you want to get into semantics.
Jigsawn?
Yeah, jigsaw.
Yeah, a jigsawn.
It's JIG
Yes.
SAUN.
Yeah, Jigshawn.
Jigsaw.
Yeah,
Jigsaw Bean?
Jigshawn Bean.
Yeah.
To go with the Monty Hall Python.
So you use that
Okay.
to cut.
Yeah.
You want to mark the corners first.
Yeah.
So what I did, because I was going off the card and I wanted the same corner radius, is I got the proportional radius of the corner on the card, and figured out what percentage that was of the whole card, so that when I scaled up that to the table size, I could get the same proportioned rounded corner. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
It was like 10%.
Yeah.
Because the card was like 66.
Oh, sure.
Let's say it was 66 millimeters.
Yeah.
Now for the table, it was 660 millimeters. I'm
Yeah.
just simplifying this.
Yeah.
And the corner radius was like 7 millimeters
Yeah.
on the card.
So make it 70.
So I made it 70.
Yeah.
7 centimeters. And so I drew that with a compass on the corners, and then I cut it out with the jigsaw. But you don't want to go too close to the edge.
No.
Because jigsaws, like any power tool, they're a bit shifty.
Yeah.
You know? And you can easily go off course.
Yeah.
So you go close enough to the edge. Even at the end, you sort of go away from like the thing that you've drawn, just because sometimes you make a really harsh line when you come off the wood. So did a rough cut, and then used a sander, an electric sander,
Yeah.
to sand around that,
Yeah.
and get to
soften
the
it down
line.
to the right length. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
And you can also shape it in the I'm going to say up and down direction.
the up and down direction.
One way to make this would, it's an audio medium, but like this, the corner of this music stand is like rounded, but it would still have a corner here. But you also have softened.
it'll have a sharp. I've softened the edge on the
Yeah.
top. I beveled the edge.
Yeah.
Now that's a different thing that I use. for
Yeah,
that.
okay.
You could do it with the sander, but it's going to look rough and
It'll
uneven.
take forever.
It's going to also take forever. So what I did for that is I used a router. Now, do you know what a router is?
Yeah, but I didn't know you could use it for that.
It's mainly kind of used for that. So with a router, imagine a jigsaw, right?
Okay.
But instead of a saw,
Yep.
it has a spinny bit.
Uh-huh.
And now that spinny bit, it's kind of like a drill,
Yep.
I guess. And so there's different bits that you can put
Yep.
on a router. One of them is like a curved drill piece. So you hold the router against the edge of the wood, and you run it along the edge, and it'll cut out that sharp corner and make it that even curve.
Yeah, right.
Now, it won't be perfect because you're still not great at this yet until you've mastered it and then
Yeah.
you've completed carpentry.
That's it.
But that's fine because you can sand it over and no one will really notice a tiny little smidgen of wrongness.
But you'll notice, won't you?
Well, I'll notice, yes. But yeah, that you have to really keep level because if you tilt it in any one way, it'll
That's
dig
what I was
too
thinking,
far in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, did you do that handheld, or was the router itself on a something?
No, so I held the router.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with the drill, for that piece to bevel the edges, there's a little spinning, like disc, kind of what are those things called? Like a bearing sort of thing? What are those spinny ball bearing things called?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if I do. I'm just thinking of regular ball bearings.
Okay. Imagine just a spinny, like a disc
Yep.
underneath the drill. So that holds it against the wood, the side of the wood, so that it doesn't cut too far in. It
Yes.
cuts just to that side.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That's how you round the edges. Then you sand the whole thing.
Yeah.
You sand the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Be careful around the edges because you don't want to screw up those corners. You don't want to screw up those beveled edges. But I kept the bottom still sharp because that's just the way I did it.
Yeah.
And so that was basically done for cutting those up. So I did 3 of those. And then I moved on to painting. Now, because this is MDF and that's very like porous, it's going to soak the paint. Like soak it in.
Yeah.
Which will leave things patchy because different
So you
bits
do
will
more paint.
more paint, or you do a primer. And you kind of have to do a primer to make sure that the paint attaches properly. So I went to Bunnings. I got some primer. It's just a white primer. And I did multiple coats of it. I did like 2, I think. I didn't make it.
Painting the bottom?
Yeah, I painted the bottom as well because I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a bit. But I wanted to make it all. I didn't want to leave any of it like raw. I don't know, wanted to make it look clean. So I painted it with this white primer. Did that, left it to dry for like 2 hours between it. Then it was time for the fun bit, which was doing color. Now I got I color matched the card colors, which was so annoying because I have specific Pantone
These
colors,
colours.
but Pantone is for printing.
We're not going to talk about Pantone now.
Do I want to get CMYK colors? No, because those are also for printing. But sometimes the people at Bunnings understood CMYK more. But what I ended up doing is I ended up using this website where you can put in whatever color, like Pantone, and it will find you the
nearest paint color?
the nearest paint color. But there are a bunch of different paint brands.
Yeah.
So it was me talking to the person at Bunnings for like 15 minutes being like, all right, do you have, there's this one, it's called like Cherry Brown. Can you search that up? And they're like, all right, let me search on the Dulux. Dulux doesn't do Cherry Brown. Let me search on the Taubmans. Taubmans do Cherry Brown.
Yeah.
But it's a different brand's color. It's just they have a similar color that they can do. It's really weird. It's like if Pantone but everyone.
Oh, yo.
And some of them don't do the same.
Stop copywriting colors, everyone.
Yeah, it's dumb. So, anyways, I got all the colors. I got a yellow. I got a blue. I got a red. I also got a brown. And so I would paint. I'd also sand down the primer that I did because if you sand it, because it gets a bit gloopy. I also used a foam roller to make sure there were no streaks. But that's going to leave little bits of spots, and also if dust comes down, then that's going to gloop it up. So you just give it a sand to make it smooth so that each layer you put on, it's as smooth as possible. So I did that, and I got the yellow for the first one, and I painted a coat of the yellow, and then I sanded it afterwards. And you have to wait 2 hours between coats, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I did it again, and I also painted the bottom before it was all the way done with the yellow, because I wanted to do 4 coats, but I ended up doing 5 coats on all of them to get it, because the paint was kind of thin. I did the brow on the bottom. So on all of the tables, we have this nice brow at the bottom, which is dark. It sort of hides it a bit, but it also cleans it up so
Makes
it's not
sense
just
in
the
the
raw.
context of the game too, because it's like, well, they're all questions, and then on the flip side, you got answers in 3 different types.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Anyways, then I finished up the yell, and then I did
have
that
enough
with
brow?
all of them. I had plenty of brow.
Okay, good.
I did 2 coats of brow. Because I was like, it's
Solid
not
one.
going to be seen. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I did that for 3
you'll
tables. And then I did it for a big front facade thing, which I had to route these rectangular rounded
Yeah.
lines into. And that was different to the
impressive.
edge. That was like doing little
It's like digging
trenches.
a very shallow little trench.
Yeah. And that I painted in brown. And then I did the big stripes with the different colors. Well, I
So
have
you
a
painted
photo.
in what?
What?
What color did you paint the trenchy routed bits?
Brow.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You said so. I couldn't figure out what you said.
Ah, sorry. Sometimes I mumble when I'm talking fast. Anyway, so you can check that out. We'll have a photo on the Instagram. I think that's too long to get into now, but I basically did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I've done carpentry, everyone.
I love that our lounge room is just slowly becoming wrong answers only themed.
It really is. Our carpet has
The
a
rug
similar
has the
thing.
same colors.
Yeah, the rug. Sorry, not the carpet.
Not the carpet.
I haven't taken.
What have you done?
I've taken the foam roller to the carpet. Yeah, and it's pretty nice, I think. I didn't have an issue
They look great.
with making it. I wanted to make it gloss, but they couldn't give me gloss in such a
Right.
small amount of paint
look
that I was
nice.
getting. Yeah, they look pretty all right.
Yeah.
They're also still a little sticky, which doesn't make sense because it was almost 40-degree heat when I was painting them. And it's acrylic paint, and it should have dried properly. I don't know. I'm hoping just leaving it for a week, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And if I want to later, I can touch them up or spend the extra money. I'll have to pull out a credit card for that. But to get like the 500 mils of each color to get the gloss or whatever, we'll see. But yeah, it looks pretty nifty. I'm pretty pleased with it. I hope some of you all have checked it out at our TGX stand. Yeah, I don't know. What else do you want from me? Do you want
That
me
was
to-
great.
Thank you. Do you think that you could do it now?
No.
I'm asking the listener.
Oh,
Listener, do you think with my step-by-step guide, if you listen to it while doing it, do you think that you could do it?
we'll put that as
Reuben.
the poll.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, no.
I think, I'd
Not,
like to
not
see you
because
try.
not because of the guide.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
I think you could do anything. That was my approach.
Oh. No, but see, you're you. You can do anything.
No, my approach was thinking that you could do anything and wanting to be as good as you.
You're like that bastard.
You can do anything. I'm going to try at
And
least.
now you can do more than me.
I still can't dance as well as
Yeah,
you
but
can.
I can't carpent. I can only carp.
What's that? Just grabbing fish out of lakes?
No, it's jumping into lakes and pretending to be fish, but doing it so well that no one can find you. Just carping.
People look at it like, oh, there's a
Yeah,
carp out there
yeah.
just splashing about.
And then obviously I can slip in into and out of carping. So it's like, hi everyone, yeah, no, it's me, Reuben. Oh, what's that? Sploosh. I'm carping. No one knows where I am, I'm carping. It's really fun.
That could be an issue.
Why is that?
If someone goes fishing,
Oh, sure.
well, how likely are you to
Well, like every now and
nibble
again,
on
I've
it?
ended up with like a hook in my mouth, but I pretty quickly stop carping and then just use my human hands to pull it out. Like it's unpleasant, but
unpleasant for the fisher.
yeah, well, yeah, they get a surprise when they suddenly haul me halfway out of the lake.
Yeah.
Look, it's all in good fun, you know. People
it's
who
all in
fish,
jest.
they're pretty happy-go-lucky. They're laid back. They're all right about it.
I would be upset because I would be pulling you out, and for a second, I'd still think you're a carp, and I'd be like, "Wow, I can't wait
Whoa,
to take
what a mammoth
photo,
carp." Yeah.
just holding you in my arms."
We did that once. It was in 2017. I remember that because it was before 2019 when
Yeah.
years actually had meaning because I was in year 10
Yeah.
in 2017. And, we did the, sorry, yes, no. Yeah, I'm carping. I got quite good at carping. Like I started as an amateur thing, as a hobby thing. Had the whole chat, the normal chat. And then this guy, he was like a friendly old Greek guy. He would have been in his 60s, been retired. And he was like, I would like to still take the photo if I can. And I was like, all right, we'll do it. And so then we had this bizarre situation where like he had to grab me by 1 foot and I had to hang, but because I'm fairly heavy, and he was like this old guy. I had to like still brace
doing a
like on the
handstand?
ground. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
tried to like hide my hands behind his legs, so he held me kind of like as if I was swinging almost, so that I could brace like out of the way of the camera. It didn't really work, but it was a fun time.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is carping a spin-off of LARPing?
Yeah, it is. It's just role play.
Yeah.
It's just really good acting at the end of the day, or like immersive acting. Yeah,
Yeah. How do you breathe?
carping. Think about a carp.
Yep.
Imagine it. Spend time training and learning how to do that.
Yeah.
Go to classes sometimes. And
Like the mermaid classes?
Yeah, any underwater class will get you there. Most of them teach like gills as a skill, or at least a lot of the beginner ones really should, because it's like a basic safety thing.
my
And
bachelor in
then you
gills.
simply carp.
My Cert 3 in gills?
Yeah, it's an important qualification,
Of course.
because once you get to Cert 3 or 4, you can teach and like pass on the
teach
knowledge so that
gills.
new people who are getting interested in the hobby aren't starting in a dangerous way, basically.
Have you got your Cert 3 or 4
Yeah,
in gills?
3. I haven't got the 4.
Okay.
Because
Can
it
you
takes
teach?
time. Yeah.
Could you teach me?
Yeah. We can go carping, well, TGX this weekend, but weekend after next.
Okay. Do we have to go somewhere?
Well, you can start anywhere.
Like, do we need a
there's
body of
you
water?
We need water. Well,
we
you
don't
can
ha-
do some exercises. We call them dry exercises. So we can do some dry, but when you're starting, you want to like at least be near water so that you can get a vibe for it. You know, otherwise it just feels like no. We better go find something. Once Gilpin Park is like a wetland, we can head out there. But
Well, that is why they.
maybe we'll go Brunswick Baths.
It used to be called Grassland Park.
Yeah,
And now, because they're doing this big overhaul
yeah,
to make it a water park, they changed it to Gilpin Park.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
gonna be great.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
While they're doing that, we'll start Brunswick Baths
go to
next
Brunswick Baths.
Saturday.
Okay, next Saturday, we'll go to Brunswick Baths.
Great.
Have some gill training.
Yeah.
How
We
long?
won't start with, well, yeah, we'll see when we get there. Don't worry about it.
We're going to go there and do dry exercises?
No, but we're going to start with like fundamentals.
All right.
Skin to scale, stuff like that.
Fundamentals.
Yeah.
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 You already know the lingo.
I know the lingo.
Okay. You're a bit of a hobbyist. Have you been like, have you been in the YouTube?
Yeah.
in the carping YouTube? Yeah, okay.
I'm, well, not YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm on the Glug side of TikTok.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
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 Glug, because Glug is the real popular one on there.
Yeah.
So everyone, no matter who you are, even if you're not Glug,
You get
it's like
exposed to it.
you're on the Glug side
Yeah,
of TikTok. Yeah. Anyways, do you want me to wrap up carpentering?
Yeah.
Great.
Who's it for?
Who's it for? If you want to make something, do it. Now, you don't have to go to the scale that I did. Probably one of my first carpentering things was I got a bedside table from IKEA that I wanted to customize. So there was this YouTube video on DIY customizing this specific bedside table where you take out the front slats of like the drawer and weave some rattan and then do that and then put that in there, and it makes this like nice bohemian kind of style to it.
Where is that bedside table?
Oh, in my closet. I don't use it anymore. Yeah. It just doesn't match my
I haven't
vibe right now.
Seen it?
No,
I
no.
must have, but
You
like, I'm
would've
not
seen it.
remembering it right
Yeah.
now.
Anyway, well, I guess the weaving rattan is like a whole other thing. But I had to use something to like cut out those slats. Like you can get into it slowly. So if you're like, oh, I'd love to be able to, just make a table or like, I don't know, customize this thing that I already have. Grab a saw that you find on the side of the road and just start cutting.
When you were halfway through this,
You gave me a very concerned look when I said that.
I didn't. What are we talking about? When you were halfway through this, did you? Should you have finished this, and did you regret having started this?
Did I regret having started it? Well, halfway through was
Yeah.
like I was
Second and a half coat.
Yeah, I was like multiple coats into
Yeah.
painting. I was like, fuck, this is going to actually take a long time to paint. And I was regretting it slightly, but it was also very therapeutic to just be like, this is what I'm doing. Literally for like 4 days straight,
Yeah.
all I did was paint.
It was crazy.
It was hard on my body, but it was a nice physical therapeutic practice.
Nice.
I recommend it. Try it. Do it once.
Good stuff.
And then you know if you like it or not. Yeah. There you go. That's carpentering.
Great.
But you'll never be as good as me because I finished it
It's finished.
and no one else is going to try it.
And that's that.
Do you want to do our next segment?
Let's do Up and Up.
Every time I'm bringing it up, I'm talking about up and up. Do not the theme song.
All right. We got things coming up and we got things to follow up on.
Yep. You're coming in strong here.
Yeah.
Okay. Who goes first? You go first.
I go first. You should know this. We've been doing this for 3 episodes now.
Yeah.
3 out of the 33 episodes.
Yeah.
Coming up for me. Now this one's a bit close
tapping
to
your
my
chest.
heart, but not in a nice way.
Oh.
It's a tough close to my heart.
Yeah.
I've got some anguish
Oh.
towards this thing that I'm starting.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is this?
I'm going to be starting Jack and Daxter: The Lost Frontier.
Oh.
Now this is the bullshit terrible Jack and Daxter game that High Impact Games made. I'm pretty sure it's High Impact Games. There was originally a Naughty Dog sequel, and then they passed it off to High Impact, and then High Impact made it for the PSP, and then they made a port for the PS2, and it's bad. It's not good. It shits on the legacy of Jack and Daxter, if I might say so myself. And it's been basically unplayable unless you have a PSP or a PS2. Now, I have a PS2, but finding PS2 games is very difficult. Another thing about my dream last night is I was in an op shop where they had a bunch of video games, like old video games,
Yeah.
but they didn't have any for any consoles that
That
I
you
had.
had.
And that is
Just all Xboxes?
mostly, or like some Wii games or some DS games.
Yeah.
And that's most of the time when I do go into an op shop and they have video games.
Yeah,
It's
because those
nev-
are the ones people get rid of.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I had that frustrating experience. But I don't have this game. However, for the PlayStation Plus premium tier above what I have, they have added the PSP version
No way.
of The Lost Frontier.
They did not.
So I thought, well, now I guess it's as good as time as any
Holy moly.
to play this PSP. It's going to look like shit.
Yeah.
Because it's for the PSP, but also maybe it's going to play better than the PS2 version. I don't know. But I think, you know what? I think I've actually played a demo for this game once on the PSP that I'd had I had it for like 3 years, way back in 2012, I want to say, 2013. You know, the years we can remember.
Barrack for Barrack.
Barrack for Barrack.
It's a great year.
Yeah. That ad came up every time I went onto the PlayStation
Yeah.
store to
It was
find something.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a global campaign.
global campaign. And it didn't work.
Damn it.
They're like, let's go something simple.
Yeah.
Hope. I guess. I heard of an interesting thing about hope. You know how every media, sorry, this is just side quest. You know how every piece of media is like, hope is the thing that helps
Yeah.
the people who are, I don't know, rebelling.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
You know?
I like this, yeah.
Do you?
I could be totally wrong.
Okay. Well, anyways, hope is the thing that
Yeah.
keeps driving. You know, hope is the force behind the rebellion in
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah. This is going to take a slightly serious turn for a second.
Yeah.
I am going to be talking about the Israel-Palestine
Okay.
situation, which also should we make a comment on that?
Are we doing statements?
I don't know. I feel like we should, if we're going to bring it up, which I am now doing.
We can do statement.
Yeah. Okay. You do statement.
I'll do statement for me, which is it's a complex and nuanced issue and you shouldn't be killing so many people.
Yep.
It's at the same time really complex and really simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Genocide is bad.
Yeah.
Israel's been doing a mass genocide and that isn't okay.
Yeah.
People shouldn't be murdered. Hot take, don't murder other people.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. And if you're doing mass murders, there should be international intervention to be like, hey, stop that. Or at least international intervention to be like, hey, we're not going to help you do that.
Yeah, we're not going to provide you with the guns to do this.
Exactly. Anyways.
Didn't think it was that complicated, but here we are.
Right? I saw someone talk about that situation in terms of people in Palestine and their rebellion against Israel, and how a lot of that, one of the reasons why it's been so fierce is because they have no hope. There's nothing to lose. And that's why it's like, we don't we can literally do anything because the other option is absolute destruction.
none.
There's
Yeah.
no other option, right? And that is the reason for such severe rebellion. Not we have hope, but there is literally no hope left.
Yeah.
So this is what we've got.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that like the Hollywood story of
Yep.
rebellions has been massively missing. It's not, oh, we hold on to this hope of a better. No.
It's like we are desperate and there's no, what is it they say? One way out in Andor? It's like, that's it.
Exactly.
I thought you were going to say a similar but slightly different thing, which is like hope is like a narrative peddled by the media because it implies that continued inaction is fine. It's like there's still hope. It's like, well, no, what about doing something?
Yeah, that's also, What Barack's campaign should have been is no more hope. We got nothing.
No hope.
No hope, everyone.
Vote for me.
They call
Vote
me
Democrat.
Barack No Hope Obama.
It says it right here in my Kenyan birth certificate. My God, what a few years we've had.
Anyways, Jack and Daxter, the Lost Frontier. I'm going to be playing it. There's no hope for me.
You're gonna hate this.
I'm gonna have a
You are gonna
rant.
have the experience that I had playing Jack 2.
Except
Except no one will be there to save you. No one will be there to just do it for you like there was for me.
Anyways, let's look forward to that next week.
Oh boy.
Reuben, what are you following up on?
I'm following up on As Things Go, which I finished last week.
Mm.
It's been a lovely week and a bit. People still are saying like, hey, I saw your show and I liked it, or saying like, I like this about it, or saying like, I was confused by this decision, or I found this unsatisfying. Whatever it is people are saying, they're still like feeding it back, which is amazing. Happened last night. Someone's like, I love your show. And I'm like, thank you.
That's great.
So it's been wonderful. Wonderful
Brilliant.
time.
That's really nice that it's had this like continued continued feedback, but also that means that it's on people's minds.
Yeah,
know?
I guess so. Yeah.
People have still been reminiscing.
We saw a bit of
Contemplating.
footage yesterday because the first and the third shows were filmed. So
The ones that I was at.
the ones that you were at,
Because you guys
might have been in the
requested.
footage. We did. We just wanted to grab whatever footage of you we could.
Yeah.
Any excuse to do that.
I'm like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You're like, look, we have a chance.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Go. Which is just nice to see you look back and you're like, oh, we ended up there? Okay. That's fun. How did we end up there?
Are you going to have that publicly available at any point?
I don't
guess
know.
is
It's
Jack
up to
gonna
Jack.
have that?
Probably not as like a whole chunk, but like I'll put a little bit up on my website when I get around to that. So yeah.
Exciting. Very, very exciting. Nice. Anything else you want to follow up on?
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm going to
What else have we talked about? Yeah.
follow up on Mr. and Mrs. Smith
Oh, great.
from 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago.
One
Last
one
week.
episode ago.
1 episode
2
ago.
weeks ago.
It's really good and getting better. I've just watched the episode with Hellboy. That guy, not Hellboy, like the guy who played Hellboy. Ron Perlman.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And it's great because he's just like an old kind of rich guy, but and they sort of have to baby him, but it's like babying as in, it's like he's their father because they need to take him, they kidnap him and have to take him to a safe house basically.
Yeah.
Like, keep him alive. And he's like, I'm fucking old and I don't want to do this. Why are you doing this? I need a pee. I don't have the knees for this. And we're running around this Italian, little beachside town.
Yeah.
It's like, and they're like, we need to fucking go. And Jane is very like empathetic. And John is like, I don't give a shit. I'm literally going to push you off this ledge because he's like, I can't jump this far. I can't do this. I can't jump off this ledge that's
Yoink.
like, I don't know, 1.5 meters, 2 meters tall, maybe 2 meters. And John's like, fucking, I don't give a shit, and pushes him off.
Oh my God.
And then he's like, fuck you. And he keeps bringing it up. He's like, I'm a bad person. I didn't get my money in a good way, but I would never push an old man off a cliff. I wouldn't push an old man off a building. So it's really,
That's funny.
it's really, really good.
It's really good.
Yeah. Highly recommend. Yeah. Next section.
Next section is called mail. There's
Yeah.
no mail. What a
of.
great section.
Okay. Next
Speaking
section.
of.
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of old things, going back to the mail days. Have you checked on that
electronic mail.
that poll that I did yonks ago?
Yeah, it's still open.
How long is it open for?
From now, I don't know. It must be getting close.
So does it not give you the results of the poll until it closes?
Yeah, it does. But we got to wait till it closes. What if people want to get in there and tell us if two people who are not related are related?
I thought we would just read it out and just give a status update. I didn't think it. I thought
No,
we would just
we'll do it at the end.
Whatever.
Build the suspense.
All right. Fine.
Drum roll, please.
Well, in that case,
I'm not doing that for the whole outro.
that's it for Stinishedit this week. Thank you, as always, for listening. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us, stinishedit@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us on Instagram @stinishedit. We've got a TikTok as well, also @stinishedit. Thank you to Hetty Moysey for our lovely, lovely podcast art. If you want to rate us 5 stars on your podcast app of choice, that would be great. If you leave a little review, we can read out the little review. What else do we say at the end of these things?
Send us physical mail, but it must say stinishedit@gmail.com on the envelope, or we will be forced to burn it.
And you also have to kind of know us to be able to hand us the
Yeah.
physical mail, or else, I don't know, just throw it in the air, let the wind catch it, and hope that we end up getting it, or put it in a bottle, and then it might rock up at Gilpin Park.
It might. We'll be right down there on the water level with it.
Yeah. Also, tell a friend about the show. That's how we reach the most people. It's just you, lovely, lovely listeners, saying to a friend, "Hey, listen to this," and then you're in it too. Like you've got this curse of having to listen to this each week, just like I do. You know, pass off the ring
We can
curse
bond over that shared pain.
to the next person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it.
That's it.
Thank you all for listening. I'm gonna. Oh my god, it's past when I have to go to work.
Yeah. You're right.
I need a sprint. I
Yeah.
need a run. I need a go.
Go.
Rah!
Go.
Rah!